Do you ever get that feeling someone does a chesed for you, and you kind of feel like a charity cause? Somebody takes the time to send you a present, or you're making a simcha, send you something, or do you a favor. But you don't feel that this person really, really cares about you. You kind of feel like he has to do a number of chesadim today. Like these girls in seminary, they have to do an hour or 2 hours or 5 hours a week of chesed, and they come to your house and they check it off. Many girls are not like that, but maybe some girls are. Or alternatively, when I was growing up, they used to have these brownie points for the brownie girls. Do you ever get that feeling that somebody's doing chesed, but their body is there, but their heart isn't? And that feeling is a real feeling. That's a real feeling. Chazal, I believe, in their very, very great wisdom, understood that's not really what chesed was all about. The Gemara in Yavama stuff, I intest, I believe this is about where the Daf Yomi is now, tells us there's 3 attributes that a Jew, that make up a Jew, 3 primary attributes the Jew is all about, and that's Baishanim, Rachmanim, and Gomli Chasadim. The Gemara there actually says Rachmanim before Baishanim, Rachmanim, Baishanim, and Gomli Chasadim. But the Gemara puts Rachmanim before Baishanim. And why is that? I'm sure the order is very significant. There's a medrash that puts Baishanim before Gomli Chasadim. Because we really want to do chesed. The Chazal are coming to teach us that if we really want to do chesed, we want to do chesed that hits home, that makes the person really feel good. The person is called a goimel chesed. It's not called an oise chesed, but goimel. Goimel is the same word used when a mother nurses her child. It's called goimel. Goimel, to give over, to bequeath. To really, it's coming from the heart. When a woman nurses, it's close to the heart because she's putting all her heart into her child. And when we're goimel chesed, it has to be the same thing. So Chazal are revealing to us a very deep point here about chesed. That before you do chesed, first have rachmanis. First, think about the person that you're helping out. Think about what their needs are. Think about their greatness. Yeah, and think about how difficult the situation is. I remember once getting a flyer with many, many stories of people who are going through tragic difficulties. And I had an urge just to take it and throw it in the garbage. But then I stopped myself. I said, you know what? I'm going to read it. I read it and I cried. Such heartbreaking stories. So this is so important. It's so important today. And we're so lacking about it. We're so lacking it. It's so hard to find people who do chesed with all of their hearts. But that is really the essence. The essence of chesed is not just checking up points, and whoever has the most points wins. It doesn't work like that. Chesed starts from first rachmanim and then gomlei chasadim. You have to first be what my Rabbi Zefrani calls ichpatiyut. You really have to really care about the person. You know what it means to really care about a person? I'll tell you an example. It happens to have happened with me. It was a rare occasion when I was in a really good, caring mood. And one of my talmidim was very sick. We had to go to the hospital. He passed out right in front of the kolel. And I took him to the emergency room. They found some growth in his brain. And I had to leave eventually. But I told him, listen, whenever you get a diagnosis, call me up. It doesn't matter if it's 2 o'clock in the morning. And he took me up on it about 2:30 in the morning. He called me up and he woke me up and he told me, and he said, I'm so happy you called me. This is one of the best moments of my life. And it really was. It was really a good feeling that to really care about someone to such an extent. To be with the person, right? To be one with the person. And this is what the Torah tells us about the relationships of marriage, right? Ti basar echad. Basar echad, okay, Some say it's referring to child, when the man and woman join together, they have a child as basar echad, child. There are other explanations, but really echad, right? Echad means that you're one, and with your heart, with your mind, with your being, with your one. As I'm just looking out the window here in Sanhedria, over the Sanhedria cemetery where Rabbi Levine is buried, and he was the quintessential Rahmanis, compassion before kindness person. And he once went to his wife, famous story, and he said, "Our foot hurts." His wife said, "Our foot hurts." My friend Yair Spalter, Rabbi Yair Spalter, told me, he was teaching some boys, and he told them that story. He said, "What's the big deal?" I also went to the doctor and told her my foot hurts because we had to walk a long way, and my foot actually hurt. But he missed the point. The point is that real chesed means giving over yourself. Giving over yourself. The Gemara in Shabbos Daf Kuf Dalet, Amud Aleph, I believe, talks about Notricon, acronyms. It says Anoichi. Anoichi is an acronym for Ana Nafshi Ksiva Yahavis. Ana Nafshi Ksiva Yahavis. I gave my essence into the writing of the Torah. Hashem gave himself to us. Hashem didn't just give us the Torah. The Torah is the best present that anyone could ever receive. It's called Matan Torah. Matan is a matana. It's the greatest gift that mankind has ever received. Just look at any hotel room, it has a Bible. Right? I was in the hospital in America with someone, and I had a big pile of sperm. The guy there says, "Can you please move your Bibles out of the way?" Because that's all they know. Yeah. So it was the greatest present ever given to Torah, Matan Torah. Right? And what's the present? Chazal teach us, Ana nafshi ksivi yavis. I gave myself over. Hashem says, I didn't just give you my understanding, I gave you myself. And every chesed is two parts. There's the ma'aseh chesed, the act of kindness, and there's the compassion that goes with it. Right? And if you give over the compassion, give over yourself and your feelings and your hearts. When you do a chesed, to show you really, really care about the other person. So that's much more valuable. In fact, a person could receive a chesed, could receive an act of chesed, and leave feeling empty. This person just dropped a cake in front of my door, mazel tov. But a person comes and says, I'm such a big simcha, you had a baby, I know you're waiting many years, I'm so happy for you, I really feel tremendous joy for you, there's empathy, there's caring, there's compassion. That's what we really need today. And I just spoke last night with my Rabbi, Shlomo Zefrani, and I asked him the following question. He said, Rabbi, I've heard about so many suicides. In the past few weeks, there was one just happened, Motzi Shabbos. It's one of my Talmidim, his neighbor, 21-year-old girl, jumped off the balcony. So what can we do to stop this? She said two things. First of all, we have to teach everyone, children, students, the value of life. Life is so valuable and so sweet. Masakor, he told me, Masakor. Even the sunlight is sweet. You look at the sunlight, it's beautiful, it's sweet. Mountains, rivers, valleys, trees. Everything is, Hashem created such a beautiful world. That's Masakor. And certainly the Torah is incredibly precious. But there's something else, which is ichpatiyut, caring about other people. Showing our concern, care. When you talk to someone, the greatest chesed you can do, the Gemara says, you give a pruta to an ani. For the staka, you get a certain amount of brachas. But I think it's 5. But for the kind words, you get so many more brachas. You get almost double the amount of brachas. Yeah? The Gemara in Bava Basra says. So, next time we do a chesed for someone, don't stop with the act. Don't be content with the act of chesed. You have to do much more. Remember the Gemara in Yevamos. You need kindness, compassion before kindness. First, feel the person. Understand what he's going through. The person's suffering, right? The person's suffering. You're not just giving him something. You're saving his life. Right? To smile at another person. The Gemara says, God, right? Toiv, mal ben shinayim mimachal chala. It's better to show someone the white of your teeth, to smile at them, than to drink their milk. Milk is life-sustaining. Babies live on milk. I was just told there's a milk shortage in America. They stop producing formula. Babies are going to the hospital. It's terrible. Yeah, milk keeps children alive. Yet even more precious is when you smile at someone. Because when you smile at someone and they see it, they think, oh, he's smiling because of me. I made them happy. I'm an important person. I'm worth something. Yeah. I know the person, the Balamaisa. There was a guy who got a plane ticket. Yeah, I know the person who knows the Balamaisa. He got a plane ticket at the wedding in England. What's going on? He went to the wedding. He found out this guy was about to leave yeshiva. He came. He pat on the back. He said, Shalom Aleichem. And the guy stayed. And he stayed religious. He was marrying off his daughter. He wanted to invite him. This is so critical in society for our children, for our students, for our friends, for our neighbors. The guy sitting next to you in shul, maybe he wants to commit suicide. We have to show compassion before kindness. Kindness is important. Chesed, the world stands on three things: Torah, Avoda, and Bilas Chasadim. Avoda we don't have the base of English today. Torah, the Vilna Gaon says that without the base of English we don't have Torah. But Chesed we still have. The Amud of Chesed we still have. And Rav David Cohen told me the greatest Chesed, this asik begamilas chasadim, is to care about other people. Ichpatius. Yeah. If we want to be saved from Chevli Moshiach, if we want to be saved from the great strife, the great travail is the right word, that Chazal predict will be before Moshiach, the way to do it is care about other people. Don't just do chesed. Somebody comes asking for money. I know myself, ask me for money. There are different types. Some people give you a nice check, but they just treat you like this. And some people give you a few dollars, $18, but they do it with a smile and warmth. Oh, you're doing such great things. I want to help you as much as I can. I'm sorry. I don't have so much money now. Next time. Right? When Nachman Bullman, when one of my first farm came out, Yerabina, he goes into his room, pulls out an envelope, 500 shekels. He gave it to me. He said, I want to pay you 1 million shekels for this book, but right now I don't have it, so I'll give you a down payment of 500 shekels. Yeah. And then he pointed out the window where I was living in Be'akov, that was full of Arabs. He said, you see all these Arabs here? If they knew the type of Torah that was going on here in the Be'akov, they would run away. That was Rav Nachman Bullman. He was compassion before kindness. And so was Rav Zefrani, and so was Rav David Cohen. We have to follow in the ways of these great people. Rabbi Levine, who lies buried here in front of me. Ravad Yosef, Rav Ben Zina Abba Shaul, they all exemplified compassion before kindness. And we have to follow in their ways, especially as we come towards the end of Shavuos. Chazal tell us that we read Rus on Shavuos because Rus is full of chesed. And the Torah is tchilas of chesed, sof chesed. The Torah is all about chesed. The Torah is all about chesed. But before chesed, before kindness, we need compassion. Before we do an act of chesed, think for 1 second, a minute. You're going to give money to Staka. Talk to the guy. Make him feel good. Give him a drink. Be mechabed him. Don't just give him a check and send him on his way. Even if it's a nice check. Make him feel good. Make him feel like $1 million. You did so much. I was once torn to pieces by somebody in a certain a city in America. Yeah, they criticized me and they told me I was doing such terrible things. And which was getting Avreichim to study Torah all day long, become poskim. And it destroyed me. For 1 week, I couldn't open my mouth. Right? But another guy, he gives me a few dollars and he makes me feel good. And that gives me the power and the energy to the next guy who's going to give me, to when I speak to him, give me $100,000. The guy who gave $18, he is directly responsible. $100,000 because he made me feel good. Yeah. And we could all do that. And it's life-sustaining. There's so many people out there today. In the past month, I've heard of 4 suicide cases. And it's so hard. It's hard for me. It makes me feel so hard. But there are people out there who want to end their life. There are people out there who feel they have no meaning, they have no purpose. And we can give them meaning, we give purpose. Just one smile. Just you smile at them and they see you, they'll feel good about themselves. They feel like he's smiling. Rabbi Travis is smiling because he sees me. And that makes them feel good. And we could all make other people feel good. Our spouses, our children, our students, our neighbors, our friends, anybody. The guy sitting next to me in shul. Just smile at them. Make them feel good. Yeah. make them feel great. But you need compassion before kindness. If you don't have compassion before kindness, it's not real gemilas chesed, right? It's a ma'aseh chesed. There's a difference between an act of chesed and gemilas chesed. Gemilas chesed was your goimel alai, like a mother is gomel her milk to her child. Let's all try to remember this because it's so critical. We're literally saving lives every single day that we act like this. Yeah. And you want to know why my voice is so hoarse? Because yesterday there was an attack. A number of people tried to attack somebody. And I was there, and the person was a very dear friend of mine. And I screamed at them at the top of my lungs. I said, "Get out of here!" And they ran away. At least after they beat me up a little bit. But the point is that chesed takes many shapes and forms and sizes. But at that moment, I don't want to get involved with these thugs. Yeah. But I felt, how could they be attacking this person? This person who, he's the quintessential man of chesed. Right? If I told somebody once about this person, yeah, I won't mention his name, but if there's one person in the world that's like Avraham Avinu, it's this person, and a whole group of people came to attack him. I was appalled. I got up with a lot of other people and just screamed at them. I said, "Get out of here!" Right? Okay, they banged me up a little bit, but their punches I'm proud of those punches. Yeah, because I cared about him. And we all have to care about people, not just when they're being attacked, but because we're all being attacked 24/7 by the Yetzer Hara. And the Yetzer Hara comes and makes you feel like you're a piece of garbage, you're nothing. Believe me, he comes to me every single day. Less now, it's harder because I'm doing more things. But he was like a frequent visitor to my home, like almost every hour. And he would come to me and say, "You're nothing, what are you doing? You're wasting your life, all your time." And we're all visited by these unwelcome visitors. The way to ward them off is we can help other people. Show kindness, show affection, show love, show warmth to everyone you meet. Every interaction you have, the person could leave feeling like $1 million. The Chazon Ish writes in Igeris, yeah, he says, "My greatest accomplishment is someone leaves me feeling good, and the worst thing in my life is when someone leaves me feeling bad." And the Chazon Ish wrote Svarim on all of Shas, all of Shulchan Aruch, yeah, Kachim, Tyrus, Nashim, Nezikim, right? But the greatest accomplishment was not his asmada, and not his Torah knowledge, and not his davening, right? Chazon Ish would daven, he would pass out almost afterwards. But his greatest accomplishment was his chesed, and chesed of having somebody leaving you feeling good. This is what we have to do, all of us. Rabbi Isai, I'm turning to you. Save people's lives. I'm in so much pain. I heard about so many suicides recently. I'm in so much pain. Please help me. I'm asking you to do chesed for me. Be more compassionate. Compassion before kindness. Compassion before kindness, and the world will change. Moshiach will come. You'll be saved from Cheved Moshiach. It's a promise from Chazal. It's a promise from Rabbi Dovid Cohen and many other Gedolim. Let's gird our loins, yeah, and take to arms in the battle before Moshiach. The final battle, Amalek, right, is trying to get us to do Christian kindness, which is make the world a better place to live in. And it's fine for our Christian brethren. That's what they're doing, yeah. But for us, we have to have compassion before kindness. We need to have compassion, right? And if they'll follow us, they'll also do that. This is the right way to do chesed. Compassion before kindness. Let's all try to follow in the ways of all the Gedolim, right? Rabbi Levine, Rav Avad Yosef, Ben Sina Bashol, Rav Nachman Borman, and Lahavda Ben Chaim L'Chaim. I mentioned here today Rav David Cohen, Rav Zefrani, yeah, many other Gedolim that I have a privilege to be connected to. Let's follow the ways, and and express our compassion for kindness of men.